Hey guys, it's Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast, episode 59. Ooh, we're getting older.
I know I don't have a fun track for 59.
No, me either. 59, just one away from 60.
Maths.
You know, it's time to go on your cruise, you know.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think that's the kind of person I'm going to be. I'm going to be like a just travel when I'm like in my late 50s and 60s and be like, hopefully, like,
I hear it.
Look after themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I hear it. Just, you know, chilling. You've raised all your kids, you know, now you just play with the grandkids for fun.
Yeah, and act like, you know what, grandparents and parents are not the same.
They're
That's
not
what
the
I
same.
want to be, you know? I haven't even had the kids yet and I'm already tired of
No,
work.
yeah, they're not the same. They're different. Like,
when I see my mum with my nephew, I was like, well, okay, so you're not the same.
no, grandparents are obsessive.
They're just there for good times.
Yeah, they're obsessed.
One guy, one of my clients actually said to me that he enjoys like just giving the kids sweets and stuff, knowing that he doesn't have to deal with it. He just had them back to the parents. Like,
this is like when my mum lets my son take a nap at like 6 p.m. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you allow something like that? She's like, let him sleep. No.
Let him sleep now, she means.
Like, yeah.
Later.
So then when I take him home and he's bouncing off the walls at 11 at night because you let him sleep at 6 p.m.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, grandparents are obsessive. It's weird. Like, my mum will not see my son for one day. She'll be like, oh, when are you bringing him round? I miss him. I was like, he was with you yesterday.
So you're like, yeah, tomorrow.
Basically.
I love that meme. How's the week been?
How has my week been? It's been very busy work-wise, like really, really busy. I haven't done much. I watched Top Boy.
Oh, same. Okay, I think most people have watched it. So
it's only 6 episodes. If you haven't watched it by now, then let's talk about
it.
We're gonna spoil it.
Yeah, if you skip forward 5 minutes if you don't want to hear Top Boy spoilers.
Yeah.
But not everyone. A lot of people are criticizing it, saying it was rushed and blah blah blah. I'm not the critique of critiques, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was fine. I mean, I don't think it was the most spectacular thing I've ever watched, but also I don't think I've ever watched any show in its final season where I thought they did it justice.
I agree.
So I expected this.
The only show that I think almost I got full satisfaction, not quite, but almost, was This Is Us.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that finale, I was almost fully satisfied. Not 100%, but almost, yeah.
Okay. Did it end well?
It was beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of thought like you'll never be happy. People are writing like think pieces. They're on TikTok rewriting the whole season 2 and 3 of what they would do. And I thought my only hope, and again spoiler, so no one should come and fight me. My only hope for this season was that Sully would get head topped, and it happened.
Yeah, I knew that Sully or Deshane was gonna die.
I wanted both of them to die, but if one of them had to die, it had to be Sully.
Yeah, but I just feel like as a finale, you shouldn't leave us with more questions because you're not coming back. Why would you not tell us who killed Sully? Like, you should have told us who killed Sully.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Shot Phil.
Yeah, like I
knew it was gonna happen. And my boyfriend was like, "You knew that? You've read spoilers." I was like, "No." I sat there. I was like, "I feel like someone's gonna shoot him in the head." That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but I'm so good at stuff like this. Like, I can always I should write for these shows.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna die. I didn't know when.
I just felt like the last bit was a bit awkward with like Steph and stuff like that. Like,
do you know what? This is gonna sound so twisted, but I thought Steph was gonna kill his daughter.
Do you know what? Yeah, I said that as well. I said, if there's any justice, this is going to sound, obviously this is fictional. Yeah. But I said, if there's any justice, someone will kill Sully's daughter and let him experience pain and then kill him.
Yeah, because we saw him look at them right at the beginning, episode 1, and then we saw them together in the last episode. So I thought poetic justice.
It would make so much
if
sense
she died in front of him.
You should know what it's like, because obviously he took away Erin's dad, took away Steph's brother, and it's like, you should know what it's like to lose someone that you love, and there's only one person that he loves,
and it's his daughter. Literally,
but no, they did this. Oh, you're not worth it.
Literally, I thought, nah, Steph should have. Anyway, she's a child. Fiction. She's a child. It's fiction. Child, but so he should have licked her head top off. Like,
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, like Sully died with everything intact, basically for him.
Yeah, he never had to experience any of the bad stuff.
He got everything off Deshane when Deshane died. He kissed his daughter goodbye before he died.
The person who, and it's like he knew he was gonna die. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the person who shot him in the head didn't bother to take the stuff that was on him, if there was anything on him.
So we know it was personal.
Yeah, or him.
Yeah. Someone said it was Kieran's mum. That made me laugh on TikTok.
That would. It could have been, she might know some people.
But then even Kieran dying, that was so unnecessary.
Yeah, but do you know, I just hate Sully. I just hate him. Like, he doesn't have any grace for anybody.
Apart from Jack. He has grace for Jack.
No, who's to say that he wasn't going to kill Jack? When did he have grace for Jack?
Because when the whole thing happened with Lauren last season, he gave her grace with all of that stuff. Lauren caused a lot of trouble.
That was nothing to do. Well, it was because she overheard Jack talking about it. Even the Lauren thing, I was saying to, like, when I was watching it, I was like, everything comes back to Sully, because I don't think Lauren was in the wrong, but obviously they have their own code. You have a man, you overheard something, you told you just say stuff to your man. It's not like she was trying to set him up. She was just talking. Yeah. And then obviously he's used that information poorly, whatever. She's not in your gang. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So then now you run her away into the hands of an abuser who has knocked her up, come back. She's now had to kill her baby father. And now every time she looks at her baby, she sees him. But also knows that she's robbed her child of ever having a dad. Why wouldn't she take smack?
It's true. It's true.
I don't understand.
It's true.
But there's just so many things in there that annoyed me though. Like Jack having this realization that, oh wow, what we do is bad. Oh wow, we ruin lives. Following the crackhead back to her house to...
I know. I thought, is there going to be meaning behind this? There's no meaning behind it. Like,
and why did she even steal those drugs? What was she going to do?
I thought that was so stupid. I thought it was money that she took. So when I found out it was drugs, I was like, this is dumb.
I thought, at least if it's money...
You can go away. Exactly.
Take your baby.
Yeah. See what I mean? It was an empty season.
It was, because that doesn't even make sense. Like, what was her motive?
Yeah. I don't even know if Auntie made it to St. Lucia. Like, I don't know.
But that woman was wrong for that.
Yeah, she was.
And I was actually really upset when he shot that guy in front of his dad in the care home.
Oh, really?
That was really sad. And also, just like that whole Irish storyline. Yeah, I say it was good enough as in the season, but it wasn't
enough. Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Very empty. And Shelley, if I've always allowed her because Lil Sims. I like Lil Sims, but I like Kano as well, and I hate Sully, so I can cuss Shelley. Shelley's an idiot. She's actually an idiot. She's an idiot.
But I think Shelley is like represents those girls
who were like, oh, I want to be with a drug dealer, but now it's getting a bit hot. Like, I'm out. It's not even that it got hot. He spoke to her anyhow, which he's done before. But
and then this time, because there's no shots,
the money was not flowing.
Literally,
you understood what it's like to be let down by somebody. Like, the money's not flowing, and suddenly you're out. You're saying it's not about the money. He said, if I bought the money now, you would stay, and it's 100% true. 100%.
It is.
Shelley,
I don't know where she was going with 9 shots as well.
I don't want this happening around my daughter. You moved your daughter into a house with your very successful drug dealer man. Like, I want better for us, because I believe that she is representative of a lot of women.
Oh, 100%. Because it made no sense. Like, oh, now you've got common sense.
Yeah, when she kissed him, said, I love you too, but you love money more. Like, shut up.
Literally, like, you came home with blood on his hands, and now you're like,
Even, do you know what? Yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I'm really. It wasn't mediocre season, but I knew it was going to be mediocre. Even at the end, I don't know if it's because like even when Deshane was like, you shot me. And then he's like, yeah, but you saw, like, of course he shot you. You literally
but he never thought Sully was going to shoot him.
What did he think he was going to do? Let him rob him?
I feel like they should have died together,
They should have.
Yeah, because they started together. They should have. They were brothers. Like, they should have died together.
I did enjoy Deshane running around Summer House like a rat.
But then people were saying, like, because he had the heart issues last season. Then now all of a sudden.
Where's that gone?
He's an Olympic sprinter.
Where's that gone?
They just should have killed off Jamie, basically.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have killed off Jamie.
That's it for this episode of...
I know, right? But can I just say, now that Top Boy's done, I'm in my reality bag season.
What are you watching?
So Love is Blind is back on the 22nd already.
I still haven't watched after.
Have you not? Okay, so Love is Blind is back on the 22nd. Married at First Sight is back on the 18th.
This is all very good timing for me.
Yes. So I'm gonna be in Love Island. All Stars is coming. Like I'm gonna be in my.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I am in my reality bag. Like until the winter when things like BMF and Power come back.
I bought Discovery. I bought TLC, the TLC add-on or whatever for Discovery Plus, because when I had Sky, like I hate Sky, just so you know. But when I had it, the only thing I watched was that, and that's even a free channel. So I just bit the bullet because I'm missing trash TV. Like like Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, all of that. Like I've really missed it. So I've been paying for TLC. I'm paying for a free channel basically. But yeah, I've been missing my really trash TV.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch Love is Blind for sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, now when you get too far, that's what I thought about last one, but then they had Brett and Tiffany, but when you get too far.
Yeah, ulterior motives for going on it.
Yeah. It's not pure again.
Yeah, I agree. Apparently there's even rumours that Brett and Tiff are fake.
Don't.
I know, but I don't believe them, but there are rumours that, you know.
No, I don't think so. I think it's impossible. No. It's impossible, and the bag for them ain't even that big. Like they're just doing
Brett is still in his Nike job and stuff.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like I just don't see it. It's not like they're really out there. Like
not like Lauren and Cam. I love them, but Lauren and Cam are in there. Like they make all their money now from being Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind.
She does property.
Yeah, but that money has all come from all the stuff they've done. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like they're not even that. So there's no. I'm not accepting that. Don't bring that here. I'm not accepting that. I love them. Oh God, sometimes I think it's only been a year and I just want them to make it. Sometimes I think about it.
No, it's true.
I need them to make it.
They will.
All the ones that didn't make it, I knew they weren't going to make it.
Because even Thingy still together. That crazy one, Amber.
Yeah, but I knew they were always going to stay together.
What's his name again? He's not called Brett. What's his name again?
No, he's
Brennan.
Yeah.
Is it Brennan?
Yeah, but I knew they were going to stay together because they are like, they were born to be together. Like she's like, he's like that kind of southern, well, I don't know southern, but like family, you got to look after your wife. And she's one of the ones like, you got to find a man to look after you. I like hunting and I like guns. And do you know what I mean? All American. Do you know that sort of vibe? Like she said from the beginning, she came to find a man that can look after her.
No, I'm confusing people. That's Brennan and Alexa, right?
Oh,
I'm talking about from the first season from Lauren and Cam's season.
That's her.
No, name. Alexa and
no, not Alexa. The woman's name is. What is the woman's name?
It's not Amber. It is Amber.
It is Amber.
Are you sure it's Brennan? I have to check
Brett.
now.
It's Brett.
Is it Brett as well?
I think it's Brett.
I was like, could there be two Bretts?
I think it's Brett. Amber and Brett. Yes. Amber and Brett.
Amber and Brett.
I feel like it's Amber and Brett. And Brett was with the...
And Amber was in like loads of student debt.
And Jessica is the one that was obsessed with Brett.
No. Yes. And she was married to Mark.
It's sham. And she didn't blend her foundation for her wedding, and that's how I knew that she wasn't gonna say yes. When I saw that, I said, "This woman's not trying to get married today."
Barnett. His name is Barnett.
So it's like the right word. I just missed out some letters.
Okay.
Barnett, Brett. Come on.
Yeah, Barnett. Yeah, Amber and Barnett. Wow, crazy. Good times. That was a great season.
The other day, I was like, I can't believe it's been 4 seasons, and I had to go through and think who was on which one.
Yeah, because they all... Do you know what? Netflix are working hard. They're all so close together.
But they shoot them at the same time. So season 2 and season 3 was shot at the same time or 1 week apart. So the season that had...
So the season coming out next week, they would have been with Kwame and Chelsea and stuff?
No. The season that had... the season that had Dipsy... And that villainous guy was shot at the same time as
not Shaker. Is it not Shaker? I'm making up everybody's name.
Yeah, it was something like that. Shake.
Or Shakes.
Shake, maybe.
Oh no.
Abhishek. Yeah, I think it was Shake. Yeah. So the season that had Dipsy and Shake, that self-hating guy, was shot at the same time as the season that had Zainab and the other guy that she acted like.
I can see his face. There's too many of them.
And that's the same season with the girl who's got the dad that's buff.
Alexa. Yeah.
That's the same season. So they were shot at the same time. Because everyone,
really?
I found out because.
But do they know each other?
No, everyone was like, "Oh, you just wanted to be like Deepti" when she walked away and made her big speech, and she was like, "I didn't even know who Deepti was."
Oh, because you shot at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's all blurring and it's blended into one now. But they're doing Love Is Blind UK, wasn't they shooting that?
Yeah, with Matt and Emma as the hosts.
Oh, I don't know who the hosts are.
Oh, Emma, as in Matt from Busted.
Matt from Busted.
You know, because he's married to Emma. What's her last name? Oh, why am I forgetting everyone's name today? Oh gosh.
We actually need to talk about HR.
We don't.
Please.
If I think the question on Spotify should be, should we do like mini?
Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, Emma Willis.
Who's Emma Willis?
With the gorgeous eyes, and she did Big Brother. She hosted Big Brother after Davina.
Dark hair.
Yeah, you know her
beautiful.
and Matt are married.
Yeah. No, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, they've been married a long time. Like look, since 2008. So they're hosting Love Is Blind UK.
So they're the Nick and Vanessa Lachey of.
They're going to be much better.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, HR, we came here for a reason. What's been going on?
You told me.
I have so many things I want to talk about, and I can't remember any of them. The first one that I thought about, I saw something on the Clock app, TikTok. It was this woman. She left her job. I don't know if she was made redundant or I can't remember, but she's looking for a new job. She works in digital marketing and influencer marketing specifically. And she was talking about these different places that she's gone for interview and basically saying that there's been a couple where they've basically told her as like a final stage or something to do like a big presentation, and people in the comments and her was basically like, you're basically asking me to do work, and the presentation is like, tell us what your digital marketing strategy would be, tell us, build an influencer strategy for us, go and analyze our channels and tell us what we should do differently, all as part of this presentation. And obviously if you're good, even if they don't hire you, let's say they have two good people, they can still take your ideas. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people they've gone to interviews and had to do a presentation and the company's just taken their ideas off the back of it. And I just thought that's so sinister, but I kind of get it. I think it's so wrong, but I think if you genuinely wanted, I think the task has to be reasonable, because that is all too much. But if you gave someone a task and they had a good idea in that task, you've heard it now, isn't it? But if you're going out specifically with the aim of just trying to get some free labor, it's so sinister.
Do you think a lot of companies do that though, where they're just trying to get free labor off individuals? I feel
like they're interviewing. Yeah, they're actually interviewing, but as part of it, they're trying to kill two birds with one stone, where they're they actually want to get some ideas. Because there's no way that you're going to present a good idea to a company and they're not going to take it, even if they don't hire you. And I think it's so wrong. And I've had and you put a lot of effort and time into these, and it has to be a reasonable task, something that won't make you spend ages. I had one client, it's different, but I had one client, and I was talking to them about the recruitment process, and they were recruiting software engineers. And I said, okay, show me your coding test. And obviously I don't code, but I can see what they're asking. Mm-hmm. And I said, how long would this typically take? They were like, oh, we just usually give them a weekend to do it. And I said, no, but how long does it take? He was like, yeah, probably a weekend. I said, what do you mean a weekend? They said, okay, well, not the whole weekend, but maybe 8 hours over
That's a lot.
The weekend. And I said, you're expecting these people, and what the client would do is they would get applications or whatever, then they would screen the applications, then they would send the person the test, or sometimes they might have a quick chat with them. So in some cases, you're asking someone to spend 8 hours of their time doing a test when you haven't even invested any time speaking to them. And at that stage, they just had loads of dropouts, and they was like, oh yeah, we have a lot of people drop out. I'm like, of course you have them dropping out, because what you're asking of them is too much. And the only way someone is ever going to be willing to do this is if you have really sold the company to them and they really want to come. But companies ask unreasonable things of interviews all the time, presentations in general. I just think,
yeah. Every time I have to do a task for an interview, that's a red flag for me.
What kind of any task?
Yeah, I know I'm being judged right now, and it's fine.
No, any type of task.
Every time I've had to do a task for a role, I've hated the role.
Yeah.
Every
there's something there though. There's something there about why do you feel the need to do the task? It's like you don't trust that I'm gonna be like. It means that you don't trust your interview like process enough to select the right person.
Yeah, like I don't mind like being given a scenario and how I would respond in that, or something along those lines, but don't start giving me tasks that like no, like don't.
I think when you're doing these things, what you should like, the kind of task that I'm okay with and I'd be happy to give someone is a task where you give them advance notice. And even if it was like for that marketing manager or something, saying like, oh, go and look at spend some time on our socials and give us like 3 things that you think we can do better. Like, and then you don't have to write it out, put in a presentation, just vocalize it and we can talk through it, and then you can see,
fine.
Am I able to like, what is my, analysis of stuff like that, it doesn't need to be a big presentation. You don't need to send it to me sending it in advance, why can't it just be you go and do that work, and you can do that in half an hour and then let's talk through it. That's the kind of task that I think it should be. The only roles or type of roles where I feel like there should be a task, not necessarily a presentation, but like task where you need to see what people do, is like maybe the people who have to be like my partner's in graphic design. So in order to believe that he can actually do graphic designs, he has to produce something for you. Yeah, but you have a portfolio, don't you?
You have a portfolio, but I'd understand if you'd want to give them something so a small brief so you can match it up that okay, they can actually
and tell
do
them
it.
Not to spend too much time on it as well. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, even if you give someone a brief, unless you're doing it in real time, you don't know if they spent like
you don't know
2 days doing it. You know what I mean? It might end up being good, but it might not show you. It might show you their technical ability, but it might not show you their pace and their speed and the things that you probably need them to do as well.
And then also that's the other one I was gonna say. With coding, I understand like why I feel like their interviews are very intense though.
You can't write code.
I
don't think.
I think their interviews are intense.
They're intense, but a lot of people actually don't care about the interview part. They want to know your technical ability. With software engineers, I really reckon you could go in and like, it's not as like, not that they're not assessing the soft skills, they are. But it's so technical. No, they assess them, but but
it's not the priority.
They literally are just trying to see like how have you learned to code? What's your approach to learning? What can you actually code? And that's it.
But I feel like the interview, as in not the comprehensive side, basically, not the pastoral side of interviewing, but the coding side of interviewing, from what I've seen, is very intense.
Yeah, it is intense.
It
is intense. But a lot of software engineers, they don't like those tests as well. Like before, it was like really standard that you do the tests, and now a lot of companies have scrapped them because it's like when some companies started scrapping them, the engineers weren't there. They're like, why am I doing this? Like spending, even if it's just 1 hour that you have to spend, why am I spending an hour to code something when I can show you my and they all have their own GitHub. You can go write their code. You can they can talk you through their projects. They can talk
they all have side projects.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think it's even as frowned upon with them as well. So I just think.
But people should keep it brief. Like, if you want someone to do something, fine. If they do bring their own like ideas that you could possibly be inspired by, that's great. But don't ask them to come and do work that they'll probably have to do once they get the job. If this is something they're going to do once they get the job, you've taken it too far.
Yeah, exactly. Because it shouldn't be that complex. It should be a taster. It should showcase a little bit of what they could, a specific skill. Or it shouldn't just be like, what's the point of interviewing? Like, you will never have certainty in interviewing if you're just trying to get to a point where there's no certainty. And also, that makes me feel like sometimes maybe you're looking for someone who is the finished product. And if you want me to do this thing, I might not be able to do it perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Like, is this going to be a growth role? Is it not? That sort of thing. And
I just feel like until the person's hired, you won't know if they can actually do the role.
No, you won't. But that's what probation and performance.
Like you can. Like, I remember when the school that I hate, when they gave me a task. See, red flag. And the task they gave me, I worked with the senior HR manager where I was at the time, because like we're good friends, and she basically did most of it for me, and I got the job. I hated it, but they don't know that like.
Do you know somebody?
I did it. or if I didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're listening, but somebody sent us a message about a task, or that they had a HR task. I think it was the NHS.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah,
and I got on a call with them, and I just kind of talked them through. Please, guys, if you don't ask me. This is not me saying that I do this. Yeah,
see how I'm quiet.
I was feeling very generous that day, but yeah, like they had. So I got on a call with them just to talk them through the task and how I would do it, and giving some advice on how I might approach it. But I just remember thinking like, this is too much. Like, and it was actually like, you know, the NHS do a staff survey every year, so it was basically saying like, review the staff survey data, which is publicly available, and tell us what you would do or whatever. But it involved, it was heavy.
It was a lot.
Analysis, involved thinking, then it was just too much. Like, and I thought, all this for the NHS.
Yeah, see, no, that
they
can't be.
don't even do that in some trusts themselves.
That can't be me. I didn't like, so with Meta, I had 5 stages or 6 stages of interviews, but they were all just me talking to different.
That would actually make me more annoyed, I can't lie.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I just think
I was not going to go through with everything.
I'm coming here to do the same thing again with a different person.
So do you know what? The good thing was that my first one was a phone call. Then I had 4 in the office, but one after the other. So half an hour.
Would they have dismissed you if you failed?
I don't think so. But half an hour with all like the key people that I would work with. And then my final, then I had a role play. So it was me being in the meeting with my manager and the other ER person.
How do you feel about role play? What would you rather do, a role play or
so for HR, I kind of understand role play.
Yeah,
because they gave me, they gave me like what the meeting was about and who we were discussing, and they wanted to see how I joined in on the conversation. So it kind of made sense. And then the last one was just a conversation with the VP of HR.
That's all long. I can't lie.
It was long.
You're saying it like, yeah.
But do you know why? It didn't feel that long because it was just conversations. If I had to do tasks,
sounds exhausting.
It was all right. I mean, like it was like, oh, Facebook. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. Do you know what I mean? But even where I am now, you wouldn't
have done that for the school.
No, never. It was one interview. Red flag.
Yeah. Unless it's a contract.
It should be more than one. Yeah.
Depends who's doing it. Who was it with? The head teacher?
Yeah, it was with the head teacher and then like the school board. I know.
Working at school.
I know. Never. You know, actually, where Top Boy, the secondary school. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's the school. That's where they make their money. From doing stuff like that. In-betweeners was shot there as well.
Really?
They have a lot like that's shot there.
I was looking at Top Boy because I have no idea where it's actually filmed. Like
I saw a TikTok on where all the different places actually.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, where is this? But
yeah, digressed. But yeah, so I don't believe in having one interview, but I also don't believe in having loads of tasks to do.
Yeah, I think there's just a lack of respect for people's time. And I was telling you before, I had one interview. It was like a head of people role, and they ended up like discounting the role. Basically, I think they gave it to like they end up outsourcing HR anyway. And this was also in that lady's video because they made her do this task, and at the end they said, "Oh, the plans have changed. We're no longer recruiting this role." The founder actually ended up responding to her.
Oh, is it? Yeah. What did this founder say?
Founder said, "Oh, sorry. Like she said, why don't you discuss these things internally first before you start recruiting?" Why? No, the person said it, and she was like, "Oh, we did discuss this, but things change. We're a growing company. Blah blah blah. Sorry, this wasn't the best experience. We've learned from it. Message received. Blah blah blah." So that's what she said, because before she was keeping all the companies anonymous, and she was like, "I can't bother to blur this out. So this is what the company is." She didn't slander the company or anything. She just said what the task was and all this other kind of stuff. But so I had that kind of situation where in the end they ended up outsourcing it or something, and then they said like they were sorry for the whatever, and they sent me a £50 Amazon voucher.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was alright. It
made something.
It made me feel slightly better about it.
Yeah, they considered you.
Yeah.
And,
and I know it was really good. I'll show you.
Yeah. You did,
it was really good. I'm really about affirming myself.
You are.
I don't care. Like I love it. Like if I know,
if you don't affirm yourself, who
will?
Who will? Yeah.
But when I'm rubbish as well, I can say there's something that I'm rubbish at.
Go on.
No, I mean in general.
Oh.
I always say if I'm not good at something, I know I'm not good.
Oh, you'll say.
Like I was saying, like if when it comes to like being healthy, like I can go to the gym, but I'm for sure gonna eat rubbish. One thing about me, I'm gonna eat trash.
It's so hard, and it's gonna get colder soon. It's gonna be so hard.
Oh, I'm looking forward to winter vegetables.
Okay.
I like salad in the summer and winter vegetables.
I hear it.
It's cold, yeah.
But see, winter vegetables, I team it up with mash. That's the problem.
No, but that's okay in the right proportion.
It's not okay.
Winter vegetables with.
It's not okay.
A good lamb shank in a red wine.
Let's not.
Ah, God.
Let's not.
Do you want to talk, should we jump back into our football bag?
Okay, let's do it. With the Spanish FA president, who kissed one of the ladies from the winning Spanish team of the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, he's so an idiot.
But she's come out and said that she gave her consent, though.
She never said that.
She did say that.
She said literally the exact opposite of that.
No. I'm pretty sure I read that she gave her consent.
She literally came out. The whole thing was about the exact opposite. She came out and said it was non-consensual. She used the word non-consensual. And she said that she did come out and say that everyone was trying to pressure her into saying it was consensual. But it wasn't. And that's why he's resigned now. Oh,
I thought she came out afterwards and said it was consented.
No, that's why he resigned.
Okay.
And they've actually started legal proceedings. They went to the police.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, I mean, please ignore Velisa's fake news, yeah? please.
Oh, my God, I don't know where I saw that, but I'm sure I saw, actually, no, I consented, but clearly I'm wrong, so.
No. That's probably on Fox that you read.
Probably Shade
Fox
Room.
News and the Shade Borough. So, for those who want to know the facts, the real facts, basically, in the final, in the final of the Women's World Cup, it was Spain and England. The Spanish team won. The women really doing better than the men, but the Spanish team won, and in their celebration, the president of the Football Association, the FA, was on the stage.
How did he do that? Mm-hmm. Why did he do that?
I don't know. So basically, they were celebrating. He was hugging everyone. He even kissed some others, but he was hugging people. That they hugged each other, obviously, because they were celebrating. Great win for Spain. And then he literally grabbed her head. I don't even know how to explain, like a pillow.
Yeah.
He grabbed her head like a teenager kissing their pillow, and he kissed her. The kiss was probably only like 2 seconds, but it was literally on the lips. And then she came out and said, and obviously in the moment, as many women would do, she wasn't like, my God, crying and stuff. But she went away and was like, I don't know why he did that. And it wasn't like some people were trying to say it was culture. It wasn't like
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't like a kiss on the
cheek
kind of situation. He literally put his lips on her lips, and then he grabbed her head. The way he grabbed her head, and then afterwards he was like, he just got caught in the moment. And he literally said it. He came out and said, it's this what do you say, radical feminist propaganda that's trying to make it seem like it's, we've all been in situations where we've lost control.
Not like that.
And I just think, it's crazy that a fully grown man thinks that, we all make mistakes and, I was caught up in the moment. Why does my body, or why does her body get to be your playground for your mistakes and you get caught up in the moment?
It's true. That's scary.
Imagine in any other workplace. Imagine you're at work, you win a new client, you've had this big pitch, you celebrate, and you they say, we've got the deal, and then your boss grabs your head and kisses you in the boardroom.
That's basically what happened.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
And he, as audacious as he was, people were calling for him to resign,
and he was like, no,
he was moving like Boris Johnson. He said, I'm not going. Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, other presidents and prime ministers. And he said, I'm not resigning. And the only reason he's resigned now is because he's been suspended. He was suspended anyway from his role by UEFA and FIFA, but they took it criminal. So they're trying to bring charges against him. And he was like, he's still saying that it's not that deep, but he's like, clearly after this, I'm not going to be able to go back to my role anyway.
Yeah.
So he's resigned. But he literally tried to make it seem like she's just over-exaggerating. And the only reason I think it's even been able to get this far is solidarity.
Of people rallying.
The whole women's Spanish team said, we're not playing again until, if he doesn't resign. And then the people who are in the reserves and
they
the reserve
said no.
reserves, and then some of the men started coming out and saying, it's mad. And only after that, and, all the fuss that happened, and after he did his press conference and everything, they even wrote a statement on her behalf that wasn't from her, like the Spanish FA. Like, they did so many like crazy things, and only now, 3 weeks later, has he resigned.
That's terrible.
And people, I just need to stop reading comments. I need to stop reading comments, because people legit think that saying that you got caught up in a moment is decent enough reason to kiss a colleague.
That is crazy. That's crazy. On the lips.
Listen, if that's the case, let me work with Anthony Joshua. Let me work with him, because when he wins me, I'm going to get caught in the moment. What is that? What is it? What is that? You can't be like, I got caught up in the moment.
Literally. So you've got no control over your impulses.
The worst part, is like, he was like, no, it was consensual. It was on camera. It was, and they started talking about how she was hugging him first and she was going to lift him, and that was her consenting to the kiss. And this is the Spanish FA that is going with this narrative.
That's so embarrassing.
So embarrassing. And they had to put pressure on her to basically drop it. And that's what they always do to women in these situations. That just reminded me. Something that was not on the agenda to talk about today, but I want to talk about.
You always do this. Hit me.
Yeah, it's because it's just in my head. It's just a bit about putting pressure on women not to speak up. Have you heard the story about this police officer? So the police officer, he will use his undercover identity.
Oh, that's married to
did he get married? No, I don't know if they're married, but
they're together.
Yeah, he was in this relation. So there's a police officer in somewhere up north. Everyone's up north from London. I'm ignorant. I don't care. Somewhere up north, right? He basically had another identity and other credentials as part of his undercover work. During that time, he got into a relationship with a woman. Nothing to do with the work that he was doing. She wasn't being surveilled. It was just, he was undercover, and he used these credentials to get to know this woman, and they entered a relationship, and they were together for, was it 19 years?
Yeah, very long time.
10 years? I don't know, something. Maybe 10 years, I don't know, 9 or 10 years, or 19, a long time. And they had a baby, and that was 7 years ago. And he has been a father to this child. Like, he's been in a relationship with this woman. He's been a father to the child. About 7 years ago, some of his colleagues, I think it must have been 10 years, but about 7 years ago, some of his colleagues found out what he was doing. They said allegedly it was 7 years ago, right? They found out what he was doing, and they didn't say anything. And since that was before she got pregnant and all this other kind of stuff, and they didn't stop him or anything. He's since had the baby, and has been in a relationship with this woman, completely doesn't know his identity at all. And then eventually the police came, they showed up at her door and said, look, this man that you think is John is not really John. He's actually David, and he does this is his age, this is who he really is. I know he's been in a relationship with you for all this time, but he's been using his undercover identity. And he was nothing to do with the case, not being so. He had a baby with her, and he signed the fake name
on the birth certificate.
And the police, they knew, and they didn't do anything about it. And it's just like every bloody week there's a new story about a policeman, and it's getting much now.
That's scary, but I have so many questions. Like, how did she did she never meet his family? You know, like. Do you know what I mean?
But it depends. Also, they're both black. Not that that makes any difference. But like, he could have said his family was anywhere. Like, who knows?
That's true.
But I don't know. That is a proper red flag. Like, how you never met his family?
But people were saying, I remember people were saying, if they were white, then she would have found out sooner.
Why?
I don't know. I saw
don't believe that.
Yeah,
it's not everything to bring race into.
Yeah, I just feel like police are police.
Yeah,
they're just corrupt in general.
Yeah, listen, it's just like it's.
But I did see that narrative.
That is, listen.
Let's we're not going to do that today.
Let's focus on our focus. It's not everything. It's not everything that's.
Can't pull the race card this time.
Exactly. But yeah, I was so shocked. I'm like, what kind of the levels of misconduct that the police are now involved in? It's just getting worse and worse.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
How are you entering a long-term relationship with this woman, having a baby?
If I say what I want to say,
we don't victim blame it. We don't victim blame. Obviously, you as a person, you think, okay, like there was lots of things, but some people, like if you met a guy, and he told you he comes from, I don't know, an abusive family, or his family, or this, his family, or that. Like, you have no, and you've seen his credentials. You've seen his birth certificate. You've seen his.
I'll get us to do a 23andMe together.
Huh?
Huh?
What? Does it find out it's not your brother?
We'll do a 23andMe just to.
No, but why would you do that? There's no reason for you to do that.
To find family.
Huh? No, he knows who his family are.
Yeah, but we might find new family that's nicer to you.
Oh my God.
I will find a way. Listen, I will find a way.
Yeah, it's important to know. So I'm Nigerian, so literally,
I believe
that you marry someone's family.
My spirit will tell me that I need to dig into this.
Listen, but yeah, I was so shocked. And anyway, the reason I thought about that case now is because I think the woman found out a year ago.
That's crazy.
I think they've known for like 7 years. She found out a year ago,
That's
and for
crazy.
a year they have told her not to come forward, they told her and her
not
family
to speak up,
not to speak up about it, and not to tell anyone. But there's been no I don't think there was any recourse. There was nothing that's happened. But they tried to silence her. They kept saying, "Don't tell anyone, don't tell anyone, don't tell anyone." And then in the end, her and her family, that she's still anonymous. But yeah, in the end, they came out and spoke. But imagine for a year they were telling her, "Don't come forward, don't tell anybody any of this stuff."
That's crazy.
And that's obviously not for her best interest. It's so that we don't know the kind of nonsense that police officers are doing.
That's crazy.
Imagine knowing that somebody is like, that's like knowing that your employee is committing all sorts of misconduct
and just ignoring it. That's basically what happened.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
People, but I think I said before that the police are under some sort of different employment law. I said that before. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something else there, but I just thought it was crazy.
But it's basically he committed identity fraud.
I mean, it's not really identity fraud because they gave him that identity, so they're even.
But he used it in a way. Yeah, he misused it. Yeah. So like, how can he? Is there any consequences for him?
I don't know. We don't even know who he is. Like, he's still the fact that he's even still
anonymous, they're protecting him.
I don't know, still undercover. Who knows?
Maybe.
But there's cases like this that's happened before, but usually it's to do with the people that they're being surveilled. So they start relationships to get in with the person.
That's out of control. But okay, have a baby though. Like, you're moving mad.
That's mad. Just slinging it around bareback, like with someone that doesn't even know, thinks that they know your name, but they don't.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's happened to people who don't have men undercover. But
but this is a different situation. She's
innocent.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy. I just think, imagine, and you've seen their passport, you've seen their ID. They have real legitimate ID. It's not like you're just being dumb. Like, they have stuff. Like,
true.
There's a real.
It's true.
They gave him credentials, and that's what he did.
So now they're not together.
Of course, they're not together.
No.
She's a victim of a serious crime.
But obviously she got to know him. Like, they had a child together. They've been together years.
You know what? It's true.
Like, he still would have been him. It's just that he's.
It's not like he got it's not like he got her pregnant and dipped. He has literally been fathering.
This is what I'm saying. That's why I asked the question, because it's like
crazy.
Yeah,
it's just must be such a head. Like,
yeah.
That's still your child's dad.
Literally, like, they were together. Like, they got to know each other. It's not like his personality is undercover. He would have been him.
This is not like one of those things where, like, you're dating someone and then you found out 3 months later they have a child.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie though. I would like to see the ITV drama series of this.
That. It's like, you wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah, I say BBC. I'd like to see the BBC drama version of this.
Drama. Just give me Panorama and I'll be good. I want to know the ins and outs. I want to know exactly how we do.
Yeah, I want to see all the interviews and stuff. Netflix. I'll go Netflix, because they'll get the right interviews. They'll do a better job. Yeah, they'll get the right interviews that I need to find all of this out.
Yeah, but that was just crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, people should speak up more in general in the workplace and stuff as well.
But they're really always trying to silence people. Like, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, people who have been like, you know, that bad things have happened to you. When people are like, "Oh, don't speak up," how has that ever benefited anybody?
But don't you think, like, in connection to HR, don't you think it's really hard to raise a complaint or a grievance or trigger an investigation, anything along those lines, even if it's the right thing to do? Don't you think it's so hard, like, once those things are completed, to just go back to your normal job, whether it's upheld, not upheld, substantiated,
difficult.
not
it's
like
so difficult.
Yeah.
When I was in the NHS, I did that a bit of work. I saw the first time I've ever seen a woman or any person who raised a grievance, took the current employer to tribunal, won and stayed. I've never seen that in my life. And
they got the dog in them.
No, it's not even the dog. It's like a rabid fox. Because, like, you know what kind of person you have to be? Do you know what kind of gut you have to have? Do you know what kind of inner strength, what kind of resolve you need to have to take your employer to tribunal, accuse your manager, win, yeah, and then work with those people and come to work and say, hi.
I want to meet that person. And
then everyone was afraid of her after that. They're all afraid.
I want to meet that person.
No, I don't have this. I don't have the stomach for it. I don't have the stomach, and I don't have the heart. I don't have the guts. I don't have any of the organs that you need to do that kind of thing. You took them to tribunal. You won. Number one, why would you still want to work there, knowing that obviously they did that to you? But obviously, it's your job. Why should you have to suffer and look for another job just because they did the wrong thing? And then everything after that was like, this particular individual then did some mad things. Just because just because you win a case doesn't mean that you're also not a terrible person in the process, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like having the ultimate trump card. It was like anything that you say to me that I don't like, victimization, because that's what it is after that. That's why it's so hard to have someone who has even raised a grievance or especially won a tribunal case inside, because anything that you do to that person that they don't like, they can now perceive it as you victimizing them, even if, and not just maliciously, they might actually think that. Because if I've taken you to tribunal, I've won, obviously I'm assuming that you hate me now. Anything that you do to me, let's say I don't get the overtime.
That's it.
You get overtime, I don't get overtime.
Yeah, you'll raise it.
Overtime for one person, and they gave it to you because you're more skilled at doing X. In my lens, I'm just going to see it that you don't want to give me overtime because you hate me. You want me to starve because I already got money from tribunal.
That's crazy.
It's so hard, but yeah, like I don't know how you can go back to working normally.
People do it though. Like, it's like in Ireland, if you've been dismissed, if you go to court, you can be reinstated.
You can be reinstated,
and I'm just like,
but no one ever wants.
No. But in Ireland, it's been a thing for me. Like they want to be reinstated. I'm just like,
have too much shame. I have too much pride.
I could never. My pride could never let me do that.
But obviously, if you're being reinstated, it means that you won. I think it depends actually. Let's say if I was older, I would do it. If I was like in my 50s, and late 50s, not even early 50s, maybe I was in my late 50s, early 60s, I'm not trying to get back on that job market. You will reinstate me and I'll take my job.
It's true. I'll be shameless. Yeah.
But here,
like in your 20s, 30s, just get another job. Just don't do this.
Because I just won't be able to. I won't be able to rest. But that's not fair, you know. Like, if someone has done you wrong and you have taken them to tribunal or raised a grievance or whatever.
But why would you want to go back to that place though?
Because maybe you like your job, but you don't like that person. Why should
find a job somewhere else?
No, but why should that person get to stay? Maybe you have spent time. Okay, let me give you a better situation. You join a company and you develop them a new product. You put your time, your heart, your soul, your energy into building this product, taking it to market. It does really well for the company. You're able to progress. Then someone comes into that place and they sexually harass you. You raise a grievance. Maybe not. Yeah, you raise it, or they bully you. Forget sexual harassment. They bully you. You raise a grievance. It's withheld. Why should you leave? You've literally you've helped to build this thing. Like, you've put so much of your time and energy. Why should you leave? I understand why you would want to leave, because it might even be triggering to be.
I feel like that's different because, well, I was going to say, if the person is still there.
Most of the time they are.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go for your own mental health, though. Not because, like, I think it's the right thing. I don't think it's right that person has to leave, but I think they should.
Yeah. Like, me personally, I know how to hold a grudge. I'm not one of those people. Like,
but get money obviously before you leave.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
but I'm not one of the people who say I won't hold a grudge, because
I would.
There was I told you about this. I think I mentioned it one time. There was this guy who said the N-word where somewhere I worked, blah blah, and maybe 4 years later, I worked there, that was at Deloitte. 4 years later, he went to one of my friends and he said, Lola doesn't like me. She always gives me dirty looks. And my friend came and said, he blah blah, said, you don't like him. I said, I don't like you. What do you mean? You said it, you never apologized, not to me, he said it to somebody else, and you've now been promoted, you haven't suffered any consequences. I don't like him. I don't like you. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not the kind of person that's going to forget. If you mistreat me and you give me one Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis apology type,
gosh.
Me, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, all's well and good.
They're so dumb for that.
Huh?
They're so dumb for that.
Anyway, that's a separate situation. Google it, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. But if you give me that kind of apology, I was even going to say Dre Mac apology, but I can't even get into that. But I'm not going to... Just for the record, Dre Mac is mad. But if you give me that kind of apology, I'm not going to be able to move on. I will hate you. Like, I don't like you.
Yeah, it's too late. You've done your damage.
Especially when it's not like, it wasn't a discreet thing. You know, some of these people, when it comes to bullying and harassment, it's like a campaign of they've been bullying you, or they've been doing things to you for a build up. Most of these things, it's not a one-off.
Yeah, it's a build up. Yeah,
they've been doing things to you. I'm not going to be able to forgive you. I'm sorry. I should. I'm a Christian and I know, but I'm also a sinner. Like, I can only be who I am. Do you get what I mean? Like, I can't do it. I can't. I can treat you cordially, but every now and again, if I give you a dirty look, you just have to hold that L.
It's weird. Like, in the workplace, I'd say my tolerance is lower for humans. Like, you do me dirty once, that's it. You. I'm done with you. Like,
I'll remember this.
Yeah, and do you know why I'm just weird? Because you will know I don't like you, but you will never be able to put your finger on it.
You know what I mean? And you can't
do nothing about it.
Tell anybody. That's like that guy who was like, she doesn't like me. I feel like she looks at me funny. I can always turn around and say, that's just my face.
Yeah, like literally.
But I know how I looked at you. I know how I looked at you. I know that I didn't say anything, but you heard my silence. I know it. And I know that you can't go and tell, and you can't go and say, oh, you can't go and tell anybody, because what are you going to say? Oh, she didn't say anything
exactly.
to me. Yeah, I didn't. But you heard my silence. The silence was loud.
So on that note, we are really nice people. This has been a great time.
But don't cross us. don't cross me. So I don't know. I really have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to, like, in my career, I have actually dealt with bullying and harassment, like, as an individual, and I just have zero tolerance for it now. I'm just really not at that stage of my life. No one should ever be at the stage of their life where they can be bullied or it's fine to harass them. But I've been through that. Try me now. One of those, I've got like 2 or 3 things where I'm like, I should have said this, and all of those things that I wish I said, if I get another opportunity, I will say them. So it's better that you don't force my hand.
Yeah, if I had the confidence that I have now, when I first started working in HR,
different.
I think I wouldn't be working now. I think I would have made enough money to. I would have made enough money from going to court to not work. Honestly. I would have, and I maybe would have lost a few jobs as well from just telling people about themselves. Because
sometimes not having that confidence is good, because you can have the confidence in your position, but if you're like a little junior HR assistant, like.
But I wish I had less to lose.
You had less to lose, but you'd be less believed, unfortunately. Or people would be less likely to.
That's true. Take me seriously. Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, your value
it's true.
in the company.
That's true. That's true.
Can I just say one more thing?
Go on.
Before we wrap up. Goldman Sachs are in the bloody, somebody else is taking them to court for a toxic work culture. New? Exactly. And what made me laugh when I read about it, this person basically said they were at Goldman Sachs for 2 years. After 18 months, they were off sick, and by 2 years, they had left. They said they had a toxic work culture. I think this was around 2018, 2019. Had a toxic work culture. People regularly cried in meetings. They had to do long hours, poor well-being, all this stuff. Goldman Sachs have come out and said, oh, if that person, the guy who's taking them to court, if he is true that he worked long hours, he didn't do that because of us. He did that off his own back. And there was a study, they did some research on Goldman Sachs employees. I can't remember who did it, but they said that the average working week was 105 hours among a particular group of 105 people working 105 hours. You know how hard it is to work 105 hours? And the average amount of sleep that they were getting was 5 hours per night.
Crazy.
This is information in the public domain now, and they're still denying it. And they as part of the defense, they've gotten they've found an email from him, which he sent a few days into the job, saying that he's really enjoying his time.
And that's what they use.
Yeah, he's really enjoying his time, and this is definitely the best place for him to be. Which, of course, 3 or 4 days into your job, that's what you're going to say to your manager.
Yeah, of course.
And they're using that as the defense. And I'm like,
useless.
Goldman Sachs are so They're so pathetic
They
and
are.
they're so audacious.
Stuff comes out about them all
Why
the
are they still denying it
time.
at this part? Let it be your brand.
Literally.
Tell people, if you don't want to work 20 hours, don't come and work here.
Yeah,
That's
all
what
the
you should do.
time.
It would
All
be
the
better
time.
for
Because
them.
they think they can just dash money at people.
Yeah,
and
people are working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And they're trying to deny it. They said, oh no. They said, oh yeah. And the other quote that was funny, they said, yeah, occasionally tensions are high, people get emotional. A lot of that is nothing to do with work. It's about their personal lives. They said that. They said that, and I just said no.
Because they're crazy.
Well, it might be about their personal lives because maybe they're getting divorced because they never.
Yeah, like maybe they're just stressed, and you're causing the stress.
But yeah, the fact that they are still denying it, I just thought, no, you're crazy,
madness. But yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, end of episode. Like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I should put more effort into doing this.
You should like, comment, subscribe to Everybody Hates HR podcast on YouTube, Spotify. What's that thing called? Apple Music.
Oh, it's podcast. Apple Podcast.
Oh, Apple Podcast. I'm a Spotify babe. Apple Podcast. TikTok. Yes, go to our TikTok. We've almost doubled in followers.
We're having a Cardi B Bodak Yellow kind of week.
We are. This is like our, what's the thing when our breakthrough week. Yeah.
I'm loving it. So go and follow if you're not already following.
Yeah, please. That's a wrap, guys.
Bye.
Bye.